Right then, welcome to Ryan's Road podcast, number 35. I wouldn't say number 5 then. Oh, what a twat. This will be the most casual podcast ever. I'll tell you what, if this ain't like this podcast, if it isn't like the best example of just like fucking life. Like I've gone from podcasting on my own to podcasting with a co-host to having my first guest on to being back on my own again. Like, what the fuck? It's just life, isn't it? Hey, it's a bit funny. That's just how fucking life works, isn't it? You're like, yeah, great, this is good, and then, fuck, like shit's fucked up. Mrs. cheated on me, you know. It's just, that's a bit extreme. But you get the idea, you know. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or whatever it is. I'm gonna try to get through this podcast without coughing as much as I can. I feel like my voice isn't too bad, too coldy. You can probably still hear it. But, hey, I'm here. I'm doing what I fucking can. Something is better than nothing, as I always post on my Instagram. So, yes, I missed last week, but I didn't feel too bad because the podcast with the guest on was a 2-parter. So instead of making you wait a week for the second half, I just put them both out that week. So last week, I had the nice thing in my head of like, well, technically, I did 2 last week. James isn't here because he's got a newborn, and I'm full of fucking cold. Well, I'm slowly coming out of it now. It's start of the 3rd week of me having this fucking cold. I literally got it. I don't know if you heard, if you listened to part 2 of the last podcast at the end, you hear my voice start to go. It was literally that following morning. Oh, I weren't right, and then since then I haven't been right since. The wife's like at the start of it. Like normally I get the kids to bed and get straight out of here. But saw the wife and she was like pretty much eyes were rolling. I was like, tell you what, I'll make a tea. I'll sit with you for half hour now because I know when I get in from doing the podcast you're going to be asleep. And if I'd have done that, I know that I'd have like had a bit of resentment towards the podcast and shit like that because I'd have come in, I'd been like, I've not had any time with my wife today, and I'd hated it. So yeah, so I've done it that way. This week, just casual, yeah. Like there's no fucking theme or anything. I just wanted to come and talk to you, really. Half because I have that thing in my head of, you know, YouTube analytics and shit. You know, needing an upload and blah de blah. But not so much a theme. But one of the kind of, so not so much of an episode theme, but more of the whole podcast theme is the whole, I put it all out there, don't I? Like, I'm very real. I've had plenty of compliments of how, like, real my content is, like, not just my podcast, but how I use my Instagram account and stuff like that. And it's great because, in a way, when you do it like this, like when I talk to people that don't know about the podcast, they ask me what it's about, I say, it's about life. Because it is. It is about life. I hope you like my Bulbasaur Christmas hoodie. You can see it around the microphone. I use my hat to cough into, actually. So yeah, it is about life. And the great thing about life is that life is always happening. So there's always some shit to fucking talk about. So I kind of wanted to really talk to you just about like how I've been in a way, but like how I've been, but then like dissecting that a bit. And I like to do it like this with the podcast, and I think I've said this in early episodes where like I could have went down the avenue of being like treating the podcast like this separate thing in where I've got to have like these concepts and themes each week and go specifically about this and whatnot. But because one of my big things is around that whole reality thing, and I always use the example of Facebook and social media in where people post the happy stuff or the nice stuff, and not even in a malicious way, like they refuse to post the bad things, but in the way of it's unconscious to them. Like, you know, you go catch up with a friend and it's a nice day, like you just think, oh, this is a nice thing to, like, you know, I'll take a picture of this. You just don't automatically think when you're fucking crying or you're stressed about something, take a fucking picture of yourself. Anyway, what I'm kind of said before, you can tell this is not coherent at all, is that I like to think with the podcast, especially with it still being so young and early days and everything, is that I like to feel that the people that are listening will feel like it's like our podcast, because I want to share the podcast journey whilst doing the podcast. which can be tricky because there's got to be a balance, because I can't just be talking about how I'm getting on with the podcast every fucking week. But I think this is a nice happening because I'm on my own and I've got this cold and shit. I think it's a nice time to flick back to that because it shows the reality of it. And I've always been big on people being able to relate to me and my content, because everyone out there, even like the big famous people, like they're still fucking people. So yeah. In regards specifically to like how it's been going, sorry. Yeah, I wanted to touch on the thing of, because I haven't been doing like content, and especially fucking hell, talk right. So obviously last week I didn't put out a podcast, but then with like my socials in terms of Instagram and stuff, because I haven't been doing my morning workouts like I normally do, I haven't been posting as much in my story, and I haven't been doing as many posts in general and all that sort of stuff, which, you know, when you're trying to work your way towards something, it can get you down, because then you start thinking, like, I'm not doing enough, and then you start to feel like you're going backwards, you know, especially after you've put effort into something. If you feel like you're starting to lose progress at all, it's a horrible fucking feeling. So I'm already like dreading a little bit when I do get back to do my proper workouts, because I know I'm going to notice, like I can't do that weight or that many reps or this form. Like I've already noticed with my front lever progression, I'm back to just doing a full on tuck, whereas I'd started to extend my legs a bit before. Bear with me, just having a drink. Got a bottle with a straw because I'm clever, so it doesn't make a gargly noise. So with that, I like to get across the thing of you have to accept your circumstances and your situation, and the whole thing about controlling what you can. So obviously, in regards to content of like my fitness stuff, it's like it's not been realistic for me to get up at 5:30 with the way I've been sleeping and shit. Like I've had this fucking cold. I've had nights where I think I did put in one of my stories. The one night I had like 2 hours sleep that was broken as fuck, and then like 3 hours sleep that was broken as fuck, but that were from one night. So the whole night's sleep was just a wreck. And then like nights before that, like I was just really struggling to sleep because my face was just full and whatnot. And then like my 3-year-old had the cold as well, but he was sleeping with, if you watch it on YouTube, like his head right tipped back, which, you know, if you got a cold, that's the worst way to sleep. So he'd be calling me, like in between the moments I would be asleep, he'd be calling me. So yeah, getting up that early to do my workout has not been fucking happening. I tried this morning, didn't fucking do it. But what I do in just regards to workout stuff is I'll just quickly do a few reps of things in the house before I go to work, so I'm doing something. But in regards to my content, like normally I'll take pictures and shit as I'm doing my workout, or James will take some for me and blah de blah. So I haven't been doing that. So yeah, you can start to get down on yourself, but you have to kind of keep reminding yourself that it's like, look, it's not realistic. Like, you can't do those things right now. So let's just do what we fucking can and be okay with it. And I'm saying this because in the first podcast, or maybe the second, there's a thing that I like to do where I compare physical health to mental health, in the way that you don't get on a full diet plan, strict workout routine, smash it for 2, 3, 6 months, whatever, get all your physical goals in place, like, right, I'm this level of fitness, or got this much strength, blah, 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 you know, get there, get fit, get healthy, boom, and then just completely stop everything and just let it go to shit, because then you'll lose it all, won't you? You have to maintain it. You have to regularly go to the gym. Like, yeah, you could probably go back to eating, like, calm down your diet plan, calm down your workout routine to more of like a maintenance thing. But you have to maintain it. That's the same shit with this mental health bollocks. You can't listen to one podcast episode or listen to one book or have one good conversation and have it, this is a bit of a cunt thing now, and have it change your whole life. Sometimes you can. Sometimes someone will have a moment in their life where they'll be able to pin it to, after I read that book, since then I've managed to think this way, and it completely turned me around. So I'm talking a bit bullshit because there are the extreme circumstances. But generally, these type of things and methods and whatnot to navigate in life, you need to be reminded of them. You need to revisit them. You need to keep doing them, to think about it. Like, fuck me, I'm doing a fucking podcast about it. Pretty much like when I first started the podcast, I pretty much labelled it like a mental health podcast. And I have to remind myself of this shit all the time. I'm really trying hard not to blow my nose. Coughing's bad enough. So yeah, like, we have to maintain fucking everything. I did do a post about that the other day because me being me, I was sweeping my gym because it got full of leaves because it's a garden gym. So me being me, couldn't just sweep it. I had to, as I was sweeping it, it just got into my head of like, this is a beautiful metaphor for how we should maintain relationships in our life. So I did a whole post on Instagram about it. But that is true. Like, everything in life requires maintenance. If you don't maintain things, they fall apart. In regards to like relationships and stuff, you should always check in with your partner and be like, you know, are we cool? Like, is there anything I've been doing or anything that's upset you or getting to you, or you'd like me to change or anything? Like, and also check in with them about themselves. You know, are they at a point in time or in life where they're happy with, not so much happy with where they are, but content? Like, are they on a path towards where they want to be or want to get to be, sort of thing? Like, just check in. Like, you ain't got to have a full sit down and be like, right, let's talk about all your life. Just a little check in, like, you're right, you happy, like, you're doing what you want to be doing right now. Just checking in. Same goes for like friendships and any kind of relationship. It goes like that. Same goes for like physical things. You know, you get your car checked every year or whatever. You know, you got to maintain shit. You have to maintain fucking everything. But it's very easy in life where you've been making progress or something and putting effort in, and a lot of the times this is where people like fail altogether. Whether it be like YouTube stuff or podcast stuff or health diet plan or fucking anything, and life will get in the way. Like, this has happened for me this past couple with this cold shit. Life will come and get in the way, something will happen, and then that's it, then it's fucked. Like, one of my best friends that I really want to get on the podcast, and I did start trying to get him over once a month because he lives in Birmingham, which is about an hour or so drive. But he can't drive, so I have to drive there, get him, bring him back, so it's 2 hours, and at the end of the day, drive there, bring him back. So it's a long thing. He's got a whole fucking story, which I'll have to get him on for. Long and short of it, he's got a hard fucking life. He's got hard fucking circumstances. Wouldn't wish it on anyone. And the amount of times he's started to get his shit on track, like in regards to like diet and just exercise or what he can do, and then just something medical comes along or just some bullshit, and it like puts him out for a while. And I try my best to talk to him in like, yeah, just suffer through this, but as soon as you're over that, like, you know, you can get back to it, like, get back on track and what you're doing. But it's hard when you get that hold up, because then all the dark thoughts creep in, because then it's like, oh, well, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? You know, all the doubts that probably stopped you from moving towards the goal in the first place, they all creep back in, because then it's like confirmation, isn't it? It's like, see, told you. Why did you even fucking try? Look at all this shit happening now. See, told you this was going to happen. Don't even fucking carry on. Don't even fucking try. Well, why bother? You know, all the dark bullshit that comes in, and it comes back. I'm going to have to blow my nose. I'm sorry. I will move the mic away, though. 2 seconds. Excuse me. So, yeah, like, just it's too often, and I see it too often, where people will just let that bullshit just stop them dead in the tracks. Then they either never try the thing again. Like I say, typically it's usually like a diet plan or a fitness workout, but people who do the same with any kind of endeavour, whether it be like career orientated or relationship orientated as well. That's another fucking one that does my head in. People like trying to do a relationship and it's all like, well, it shouldn't be this hard or blah blah. It's like, you gotta fucking work at it, mate. You get what you put in. If you ain't willing to work at something, it ain't going to be great. So if you want a great relationship, you got to fucking work at it. You ain't just going to walk around and find fucking Mrs. Right or Mr. Right and it all be fucking happy daisy bollocks, like, all the fucking time off the bat. Like, you got to work on that shit. You can't ignore anything. So yeah, I don't like the whole negative thing, because that's the thing with your mind. I think people think because it's your thoughts and it's in your head, you think it's your friend. but it fucking ain't. I can't remember where I heard this now, but basically every shitty thing anyone's ever said to you, you got to think that like came from their mind. Like this ain't made up shit. They're probably saying that to you because their thoughts have told them that about themselves at some point. That's how they know to say that to you. So like, kind of took away from my point a bit there. I'm an idiot. What I was trying to say is that basically your thoughts are not your friend. Apologies, I left the fan on. So you have to think about your own thoughts as being the enemy. Like I don't know why. I can't tell you why. But I know they're out to get you. Your thoughts it's really weird. Your thoughts try and take you down that whole path of least resistance thing. Like it wants to take you the easiest way. But that isn't how life works in our society. Like, risk and putting yourself out there and trying and all that sort of stuff. That's how we progress. That's how we grow. But our minds will always try and hold us back. Like, you try and quit smoking or something, your mind will hold you back. You try and get on a good diet or something, your mind will hold you back. All that sort of shit. It'll just hold you back. Like, I had someone put a comment on my post the other day about how to avoid sugar and stuff. And I was like, just message me. They haven't yet. But I thought, and it's the same as because I had someone also, I think I mentioned in previous podcast, that someone messaged me about PT in them. And this all goes for everything. Because like, I look at PT stuff, so it's like exercise and diet, and then I'm looking at this whole like sugar thing. And I think of it all as the same. Because it's like, it's just a goal you want to work towards. Like, the movements to learn for exercise isn't that fucking difficult. Like, not eating as much bad shit and just eating less calories isn't that fucking difficult. Like, you don't need to really know much about that. What you need to learn is how to fucking... Some people will word it as like willpower and self-discipline. I just word it as like understanding how your fucking thoughts work and understanding how to navigate them. And understanding that it ain't good for you. It's not trying to help you. It's your fucking enemy. Your own thoughts, your own voices in your own head. That's what your enemy is. Not these other cunts out there that you think are judging you. You're judging you. Your thoughts are judging you. From doing pretty much everything and fucking anything that's good for you. It's so fucked up. It's really like glass shattering when you really, really realise it. You're like, fuck. And you're like, what would I talk to me like that? And you're like, mate, I don't know, but at least we know now, so like we can be more aware of it. So that's why, yeah, with like PTing, because it's, and like I've had before when I've messaged about like, how do you wake up early and blah blah blah. I'm like, you gotta have a good fucking reason to do it. You need a good fucking reason to do anything like that in your head to keep you through the fucking dark days, because you're gonna have all the shitty voices. They ain't ever going. And the shitty voices will hold you back. They'll tell you you're comfy. They'll tell you fuck it. They'll tell you you've had a hard day. It's been a hard week. It's been a hard year. You got a hard week or a hard year coming up, or a hard day tomorrow, or well, yesterday was hard enough, or this morning was going to be hard enough, or tell you what, we'll start tomorrow. Tell you what, we'll start next year. Well, we've done enough this year. We've had enough going on with that, or just fucking bullshit. And you only have to think about it. Just be fucking there, spewing like that, just reels in your head, boom, and you'll just be like, yeah, you're right. Fuck it. We'll just sit back, we'll just carry on playing our games or watching our films or just drinking with our friends or just indulging in just the shit that we do and whatever, and just not moving forward, even though we know damn well if you worked on the thing that you wanted to work on and did it afterwards, you'd feel so fucking good. And you know you would. You'd feel fucking brilliant. Like me doing this. Like, I feel great after I finish this now. Because I'll be like, I did it. It weren't the longest podcast in the world. I didn't have a guest on, nothing like that. I don't think I've like spoke about anything too world shattering or anything like that. But I got in here and I fucking spoke to you. You know, I've left my wife. It went well. I could have had longer with my wife. She's probably asleep now. You know, all that bullshit, that like my end. But I'm like, I feel good that I've done something. I'd have done a video. I'll get a podcast out this week. That made me feel good about my goals and what I'm trying to work towards and whatnot. So what the fuck are you trying to work towards? And are you working at it? And that's like, I've done this before as well. I need to stop saying I've done this before. I need to just keep fucking saying the shit, don't I? because I always say something is better than something over nothing. I put down every Instagram post. Something is over nothing. But I also put, I do put another one, I swear. Something over intensity. Oh, is it consistency over intensity? There's another one I put, but I don't put it as often. But it's around the whole incremental thing. You know, we can build the good shit up little by little. It's the drips in a bucket, man. You know what drips in a bucket? It's under a slow fucking drippy tap. People just want to fill that fucking bucket up. Like the start exercise and diet plan, they want to go like full on fucking diet plan, full on workout routine, smash it, and like want results because they've put so much fucking effort into something. When you put effort into something, you want to see proportional return. If you don't, you ain't gonna fucking do it. If you've got a job and your employer asks you to work overtime or a weekend or whatever, out of your normal working hours, and you say, right, what are you going to pay me? And they say either you got to do it for free or half your fucking normal pay, you'll be like, what? You'll expect at least your normal pay plus half or double pay because you're putting in that extra effort. So you want to see extra reward. You want it to be balanced. Like, what if I'm working out my hours and I expect not only to earn what I normally earn, but a bit more? So it's fair, it's even. We want it to be fair, don't we? So when you think that you're doing good by putting a shitload of effort into something, unconsciously you're expecting a shitload of return in the same amount of time because then that's fair. Don't fucking happen like that. You have to work at shit. So what you're better off doing is chipping away, dripping in a bucket. Every day, put a fucking drip in. Put a little drip. Because you know over time, if you getting drips in that fucking ceiling above your head, one day it's going to fall through. And that's one of the bad things that happen. But if you keep just dripping away at something, just doing what you can, when life gets in the way, just do what you fucking can. Be okay about it. Accept your fucking circumstances. Like, don't use the circumstances as an excuse to be like, I can't do a full this or full that. So, fair enough, that's fine. But then do what you can. I haven't done a full workout. I tried it, I think, that first week when I got sick. And, like, when I was on my exercise bike, it felt like a fire in my chest. It was fucking horrible. It killed me, that workout did. So, like, I haven't done one since. I haven't done a full workout. But I've done some push-ups. I've done some pull-ups. I've done some dips. I've done squats and things. I've been posting on my Instagram this little thing I do. Well, I do it in the morning and maybe a bit on the evening. So, I've been moving my body. I've still been doing something. I've got here today. I've done a little podcast. I had a little chat with you. So, yeah, it ain't balls to the walls. I haven't researched a whole fucking book series or something to do a really in-depth podcast to give you like a really good fucking angle on something. I haven't smashed a load of fucking workouts. I haven't edited a load of vlogs. Because I felt like shit, man. It's been fucking hard. It's been hard as fuck just to go to work, like, and look after the fucking kids because I just want to lie the fuck down, like, way more than all. That's just the reality of it. And that happens so fucking often because that's what life is. And the sooner you can fucking accept that and get that in your head with whatever your life journey is, and accept that life will always come along and try and fuck you in the dick. Yeah, it's a very lovely way of saying it. Life's always going to try and get you, because that's the way it is. Our world isn't set out in a way that's going to benefit us just for trying. So you have to accept that. You also have to accept that the thoughts in your head are not there to help you half the time. Most of the time, they're going to try and hold you back. They're going to try the path of least resistance bollocks. So you need to know your enemy. You need to know what's going to be against you. It's life and it's your own fucking thoughts. And you need to be under no illusion. You need to be very aware. Very aware of those things. Because if you're very aware of them, when they come along, you're ready. When life comes along to fuck you, if you get ill, your car breaks, an unexpected bill, just bullshit, you're like, I was expecting that. So fuck you. I'm still going to do what I can, and I won't let it fucking beat me down. And I'll get through it. When the shitty thoughts come along trying to hold you back from what you want to do, yeah, you might not plough fucking through them, but it might get you to get up if you've been trying to get up at fucking 7 and you're used to getting up at 8. It might get you up at 7:30. and eventually 7:15, and eventually 7. Instead of 8:15 instead, not faggot, because you're just listening to all the shitty thoughts in your head. So yeah, just chill the fuck out, take a couple steps back, look at your fucking life, think about what you're doing, think about where you're letting the shitty thoughts hold you back. Think about where you're letting life fuck you over and you're using that as an excuse. Life ain't fair. Oh, but this happened and this happened. Yeah, great. I know. Life's crap. Shit comes along and it's fucking horrible. But just do what you fucking can, man. Just make a start. Just do something towards something that you want to do. Anything. And maintain the relationships around you. Because that's always fucking helpful. Like, I'm so fucking happy I got my wife. We've got something we'll be talking about at the minute. Like, going forward. And I said, like, this is only possible because we've worked on our communication from day one. Like, I've got a partner. I've got a teammate with my wife. Like, I can share anything with her. Like, I don't have to do anything on my own. I've got her. But I've got a partner like that because I've cultivated the relationship over several years now. Couldn't have done that when we met. But you got to work on it. Right, I'm going to leave it at that. Short and sweet. I don't want to bang on too long. And another coughing gets worse as it gets later. For some fucking reason. So, yeah. I'm going to love you and leave you. Socials, I'll put them all in the links in the description and shit. If you're on YouTube. Ryan's.road on Instagram. Ryan's.road22 on Facebook, I think. Just put in Ryan's Road, man. You'll find me. Yeah. But on Instagram's where I post like more of my daily stuff and my stories and my posts about what I'm getting up to in terms of exercise and things. And yeah, I'll do an odd little write-up about like perspective and, you know, stuff. And I like to share snippets of my family and stuff on there so you can see that, you know, I'm a real working family person just like you. Right. Love you all. I'm going to go. Right, hang on, let me try and get a bit fucking cozy. Up in here, up in here, up in here. Oh, I'm about to lose mama. Some shit like that. Oh, I'll tell you what, I might fucking... Hang on. Because James isn't here, I can flick things. Oh no, you can see that gap. I'll stick that back on properly soon. I'm getting there. I'm just adjusting shit, man. I'm gonna get used to this stuff, but I'd rather be fucking cozy. Because, you know, I want to be. Right then, welcome to Ryan's Road Podcast. No, we'll do that again because I just pushed the fucking mic on my chest.